From Neural Newscast, this is Model Behavior, AI-focused news and analysis on the models shaping our world.
Welcome to Model Behavior. Today is Wednesday, July 1st, 2026. I am Nina Park. This program explores the intersection of artificial intelligence and professional systems. Today, we are looking back at a record-breaking June. Analysts are reporting an unprecedented surge, with 31 major model launches in just 4 weeks. Many are calling this a model glut, leaving industry professionals to figure out which of these releases actually impact their daily operations.
I am Thatcher Collins. It certainly is a high volume of information to parse, Nina. When we see this many announcements in such a short window, the natural instinct is to feel like you are falling behind the curve. However, as we look closely at the releases from labs like OpenAI and Anthropic, the narrative is not just about raw speed. It is about how these models are being integrated and regulated. This volume signals a maturing market where variety is becoming a strategic advantage.
Let us look at the primary releases that define the month. OpenAI recently previewed the GPT-5.6 series, which introduces 3 distinct models: Sol, Terra, and Luna. Almost simultaneously, Anthropic shipped Claude Fable 5. These represent the current frontier of machine reasoning. However, OpenAI opted for a different rollout strategy this time. They released GPT-5.6 only to a small group of trusted partners, reportedly due to safety concerns raised by the United States government regarding capabilities in biology and cybersecurity.
That shift towards staggered access is a critical development, Nina. For the typical professional, we have to ask if a higher score on a PhD-level reasoning test really changes their Tuesday morning workflow. Most users are still drafting correspondence or summarizing long-form reports. For those specific tasks, the models available 6 months ago were already quite capable. The real value in these new June releases often lies in technical improvements, like better handling of long, messy documents. You can now process a 50-page contract without the system losing context.
The ability to process large datasets without manual segmenting is a very tangible gain for efficiency. Beyond these high-end capabilities, we are seeing a significant economic shift. Every time a new flagship model like Claude Fable 5 or GPT-5.6 Sol launches, it puts immediate downward pressure on the pricing of last year's top-tier models. We are seeing those older, stable models become significantly more affordable, and in some cases free, while the industry leaders compete for the front-page headlines.
That is exactly where this model glut becomes a net win for the consumer, Nina. You do not necessarily need the most powerful engine if you are only driving to the local office. The competition between these tech giants is essentially a price war where the end user benefits without having to take any action. We're also seeing AI move away from standalone applications and directly into the software suites people already use. Apple's recent Siri upgrades announced at WWDC serve as a prime example of this trend toward deep integration.
That level of integration is arguably more impactful for the global workforce than any individual frontier benchmark. When AI features arrive inside your existing email client or your Mobi operating system, the barrier to adoption virtually vanishes. Users do not have to learn a new interface or manage a separate login. However, we should address the safety headlines that dominated the month. While the government concerns regarding GPT 5.6 are significant, they involve specialized fields. For standard business use, the primary concern remains fundamental data hygiene.
That is a vital point, Nina. The safety debates occurring between research labs and federal governments should not cause panic for a small business owner or a department manager. The takeaway is simply to treat these tools with the same professional caution you would apply to any enterprise software. Do not input sensitive client data without encryption, and always verify the output for accuracy. Governed access simply reinforces that these are powerful professional tools, not just digital experiments. It confirms the technological maturity we are seeing.
So, Thatcher, if a professional is feeling overwhelmed by these 31 different launches, what is the most practical move right now? It seems like the best advice is to ignore the competitive benchmark scores and look at the tools you are already paying for. Has your current software provider added new features or lowered the subscription price for their API access? Often the most important updates are the ones that land quietly in the applications you are already using every day.
I agree entirely. The pressure to upgrade is often driven by marketing cycles rather than technical necessity. A professional who builds a stable, repeatable workflow on a reliable and affordable model is often in a better position than one who constantly switches tools to chase the latest headline. In this current environment of rapid releases, the most sophisticated move a leader can make is to stay focused on the specific work in front of them and ensure their proprietary data remains secure.
That is a grounded perspective to end our look back at June. Thank you for listening to Model Behavior, a Neural Newscast editorial segment. Visit mb.neuralnewscast.com for more information. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.
This has been Model Behavior on Neural Newscast, examining the systems behind the story